Hey guys, Ryan from DeedleTech here, coming at you with another review from my tech dungeon. I was at the Walmart the other day and kind of walking around. They're kind of redoing our Walmart to make it more fancy. And anyway, come upon their little section there in the back that they have for the retro stuff. And you've probably seen it. I'll show you a picture here. Isn't that nice? All cleaned up. Typical of any Walmart. Anyway, but what they do have is, I'm sure you've probably seen them. You got your mini Pac-Man arcades. They've got some that are like Galaga and Dig Dug, and you also have some of like the mini Pac-Mans, and there's, I think, Space Invaders and Galaxian as well, with some new ones coming out. But what did catch my eye was basically this. This is what they call the Pac-Man Pocket Player. It's got 3 different games on it. You got Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, and Pac-Panic, I believe. Yes, Pac-Panic. And basically it's just a Pac-Man version of Tetris. It's got a few variations into it. It's not a horrible game, but it's nothing that you're going to remember ever playing, ever. And anyway, I thought I would come up and do a little review, unboxing, show you a little gameplay, and kind of give you my opinion on what I think of them. Okay, so we have the My Arcade Pac-Man Pocket Player is what it's called, made by My Arcade, as I said. Obviously it has Pac-Man, Pac-Panic, and Pac-Mania built in. Nice little box. You've got your typical warnings. Very colorful, very yellow, just like typical Pac-Man is. It's got a flip-up lid. Flip that open, and that is the handheld right there. Still yellow, keeping in with the tradition. It's got a peel-off overlay that's on there, and also has a nice little presentation on the back, but you have different screenshots of the different games that are on there. Remember, it only comes with 3, unfortunately. This is the back of the box. Just tells you to pretty much enjoy Pac-Man on the go, as if you couldn't do that from your cell phone or about 5,000 other things. But the big benefit to this is you have your D-pad there as well, instead of a touchscreen, which makes a huge difference. If this style of box looks very familiar to you, it's because the same people put out this a while ago, which had the Data East Classics on there. Same typical layout, flip it open, same style of handheld with the backing on there. The big difference between this and the Pac-Man one is the Pac-Man one is way more comfortable to hold. So let's open up this bad boy, throw some 4 AAA batteries into it, and okay, so now we've taken it out of the box. What you get is pretty much what you see here. You got your typical directional pads, your start, select, and A and B buttons, which honestly you use them for the other games, you don't use them for normal Pac-Man. Up on the top you've got your on and off, and then you've got your volume rocker up and down, which I actually prefer the dials, but anyway, these work as well. You got your batteries that also go into the back, and you've got 5 volt in mini USB in there in case you don't have any batteries. The one thing that this does not have that other ones do is TV out, but it does have a headphone jack, so I guess there's that. So let me turn off the lights and we'll take a look at what the gameplay looks like. Okay, now that we got a little bit of darkness going on here, we got her out of the package, and let's start her up and see what she looks like. Now it comes up to the menu on the screen. Looks like it's oversaturated, but that's just the camera, because it's kind of a yellow on gray looking thing. But you can clearly see the menu's just fine in real life. So let's pick out Pac-Man. Hit start. And here it comes. And like I said, the colors and stuff are a little off on the video, but rest assured, in real life the LCD actually looks really nice. So let's throw in the credit here and start. As you can probably tell, the audio is a little oversaturated. I don't know if it's just because of the little mini speaker that's on there, or what the deal is. Veterans of Pac-Man, you can clearly tell that this is not the arcade ROM. I was reading on the forums that someone thinks that this is the Sega Genesis ROM. So the benefit to that is it's kind of a new experience for those that are well versed into the different patterns. So anyway, your Pac-Man is your typical Pac-Man. Not a whole lot going on, but it's pretty nice. The feel of the D-pad feels pretty good. I can't really complain. And that's no good. Anyway, that is your typical Pac-Man. Now I will show you one thing that this does do that's a little odd. When you go to the next level, you get the little flashing, but then it plays the intro music again, so that is a little weird. But anyway, that is your typical Pac-Man. So let's reset it and go try some Pac-Mania. Alright, we'll select Pac-Mania, start. Here's your menu, options menu, and we'll go options. You can do difficulty, some other settings that you can do, apparently Pack Booster or whatever. It's been a while since I played Pac-Mania. Then of course you can select where you want to go or what level you want to try out. So let's do 1 since I'm playing this through the viewfinder. And I don't know if this translates onto the screen very well, but you do see some screen tearing. It's almost if the hardware can't handle the screen or the game itself, and you do get some oversaturation with the sound, which is unfortunate. It's not a bad little game, and you can have some fun, but as I said, the sound saturation is almost a killer for it. And it could just be my unit, maybe it just has a defective speaker, but it's a little rough. Let's reset. Now, to be honest with you, they could have put Pac-Man Plus in here, Super Pac-Man, maybe Pac-and-Pal. I understand why they didn't put Miss Pac-Man on here, because more than likely there'll be a Miss Pac-Man version of this coming out soon. Namco and those guys like to maximize on their Pac-Man properties. So let's do Pac-Panic. Like I said, the screen looks phenomenal. I know it doesn't translate well on camera, but it really is nice. So basically, it's kind of a typical Tetris variation. Let's go. So it's kind of your typical puzzler. Not very spectacular, but some people might enjoy it. Well, welcome back. These are kind of my final thoughts on the whole thing, and hopefully it will help you make an informed decision whether this is something that you want to buy or not. First of all, number one, this thing looks good. This thing looks good on the shelf. It looks good in the box, looks good out of the box. They did a really good job. There's definitely no mistaking that this yellow is a Pac-Man yellow. So as far as marketing goes, as presentation, they get an A+ on this. I mean, you've got your fold out here. I mean, it looks the part, and it's very enticing to want to pick it up. Second of all, again, yellow. They got the Pac-Man yellow down. I mean, I instantly saw the color, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's definitely Pac-Man. Third, the screen on it is really nice. I know it didn't translate very well onto the video, unfortunately, and I don't know how to fix that. But the colors are nice. I mean, there's not a whole lot of bleed through. I mean, it looks good, and I can't fault them for that whatsoever. Fourth thing would be the mini USB jack on the top. Very handy feature. If you don't want to throw some batteries in, you can just plug it into anything, USB port or whatever, and take off with it, and it'll power it just fine. And the fifth thing, on the bottom, you've got your headphone jack, which is pretty handy because some of these handhelds don't have that.
Now let's head into some other not so good points. One, the price. The sucker's $27 as of right now. I honestly feel it should probably be about $10 cheaper than what it is. But, you know, it just depends on what you are willing to pay for it. Maybe wait till it goes on clearance or whatever. Maybe the price is what it is because of a Namco licensing agreement. Maybe it's too expensive, or maybe my arcade is testing the waters to see how much money people will pay for stuff with something like this. Obviously I did, so here we go. The second thing is the games. You only get 3. That's it, just 3. And 1, well-known one, and 2, yeah, they're okay. And the other 2, they play okay, but there's some screen tearing going on. It's almost as if the innards don't have enough strength to run that ROM. I'm not sure. Again, these are not arcade ROMs, so that's another kind of a strike against to it. Third, distortion. Oh my word, distortion through the speakers. I mean, I can turn it up and down, it didn't matter. I mean, some of the sounds sounded really distorted, especially mostly in Pac-Mania and Pac-Panic. Pac-Man not so much. So if that's the game that you're getting it for to play, that'll work out good for you. The other 2, they're just kind of like throwaway titles. Pac-Mania is a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but on this the sound just sounds really bad. I even threw a pair of headphones on just to make sure it wasn't my speaker that was bad, and it's distorted through my headphones, so that was ridiculous. I don't know how this got past quality control at all. And maybe mine's the only one that does this, so your mileage may vary. Third big thing is, how big of a fan are you? I mean, are you getting this to open it up, play it once, throw it on the shelf, and have it look pretty? Well, it does look pretty, but I would recommend wait till it goes down to clearance price and then pick it up. In the perfect world, in my opinion, what they could have and should have done is maybe have Pac-Man on here, Pac-Man Plus, Super Pac-Man, Pac and Pal, Pac-Man Jr., heck, even throw that Professor Pac on there. That was in the arcades at one time. And even the perfect world, throw Miss Pac-Man on here. Then that would be like a marriage made in heaven. But they didn't. Instead, you get Pac-Man, which everyone knows, and then 2 lesser known titles that don't necessarily play all that good, so which is unfortunate. Well, that pretty much concludes this review. Hopefully you enjoyed what you've seen and can take that information and maybe help you make an informed decision whether this is something you want to buy right now, something to wait for clearance, or just bypass it altogether. Personally, I'd wait at least till clearance. Then it would justify the cost of what they're asking you to purchase versus what you're getting out of it. Anyway, my name is Ryan from DeedleTech. I would like to give a shout out to Glens Retro Show. You can see the links down below. He does a phenomenal channel, reviews a lot of different retro things, and takes it a step further and modifies them quite a bit. So it's really cool to see what he does. Also give a shout out to my buddy Bruce. He's on the Facebook group page. He runs it. The group page is called My Arcade / Dream Gear Minis Fan Club. It's an awesome page. A lot of us all get together, talk about the different retro things that are coming out, whether it be handhelds or the 4-foot high My Arcade ones that are coming out here in a couple, I think in a month or 2. So a lot of discussion goes on and different things, and a lot of people show off their different mods and different things that they've done and purchased. So all of them excellent groups. And anyway, this is Ryan from DeedleTech. Like and subscribe if you like it. Check out my other reviews if you can, and I'll see you at the next review.